What
What
up,
up,
guys?
hey?
Welcome. What episode is this? Nine?
Nine.
Nine. We're trying to record a week early. I had a whole bunch of setup process. Got limited time. iPhone's battery's gonna die. It's gonna
No,
be a,
Matt.
it's gonna be a quick one.
Let's go straight into it.
Okay, straight into what? Because I don't have an agenda.
I do, but let's start with the most controversial with what's going on, and that is Apple versus Android. No, I'm kidding. Trump, Trump, Trump.
Trump is in the news like every day. What about Trump specifically?
Specifically, his stance on Charlottesville.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
What do you think?
Definitely is. You know what's weird is it doesn't matter the president in question. There's always a president in question. Trump, I feel like, is the most, but he's the newest, right? So every year there's going to be a new one, a new one, a new, not every year, but every presidency there's a new one, and then it just gets louder and louder each time. But Charlottesville, I mean, that was crazy in itself, like just to see how many white supremacists and nationalists and KKK and Nazis that there really still is.
I think it's like that when you go further down south. Like was it right below the Mason-Dixon line? It tends to be, they want to kind of, keep their, I guess, history and you know something along those lines.
Yeah,
So,
no,
what are your thoughts on it, though, man? What are your thoughts on what Trump said in terms of where do we draw the line here? We're taking this. We're going to take down the statue of Robert E. Lee. Well, what about George Washington? He was a slave owner, and what about Thomas Jefferson? He owned slaves.
yeah,
So,
I don't
do we
know.
take down the
I
statue?
don't
Do we?
know where I am yet. I want to see how it plays out. I mean, I don't think it's going to continue down that road. I mean, it could.
Could this
So
be?
he's
Could this?
saying it, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. I mean, they're going to take down Robert E. Lee and probably put it in a museum somewhere, anyways.
The, I think the funny thing is the Robert E. Lee family. I think it was like the fifth
Yeah, they were
grandson.
fine with it.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, we hope it gets to be in a museum, and we're okay with it. So it's it's kind of the whole entire mentality towards it and what's going to change. Did you see the thing on Facebook? It was trending. I think it went viral. It was a picture of Martin Luther King, and it said Martin Luther King is against gay marriage. Should we take down all monuments and statues of him?
No, I didn't see that. Is that what he said somewhere? Is that true or is that like
It,
verified?
I mean, is he against gay marriage? I would imagine so, because he was very much into the Bible, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to make that speculation unless I know about it. Like, if that's
Ooh,
true, that sucks, and I get where people are going with it, but I don't know. I don't trust anything on Facebook nowadays.
yeah, I suppose, but
Do you remember when
I
there
mean,
was like a ton of things like, when people would die, they'd be like rest in peace, whatever. And you'd hear it first on Facebook and Twitter and stuff before it would be on the news. But like there was a ton of people just doing fake ones, like, oh my God, rest in peace, Charlie Sheen, and he's not dead. Like they'll do like fake ones because it's just
no, well, let's just not talk about if it's fake or not, but let's just talk about the whole entire statement altogether, because it's already out there on the internet. So, like, we don't
I
know if
I
what.
don't know. Did I don't know if he physically said I am against gay marriage. Like I need to see the facts around that. But if it was true, if we're not talking about whether it's true or not, if it was true, I said I understand the point that people are coming from. Like, if he said this, should we take down his monument? So I get it, but I think it's also part of this world that we're going into. It's like there. it's very political. People are sensitive, and if people, people have the right to express their opinion if they want a statue down because they have some kind of feeling. But then I think, maybe on the other hand, people might be too sensitive. It's history, you know what I mean? And what are you gonna do? You can't mask it or hide it. It happened.
Yeah,
We need to learn from it. We need to, not go back to that.
of course, and that's kind of important, right? Is to kind of learn from it. But we all know that. Even Trump knows it. I think what Trump is saying is, how do we grow? How do we advance? In his statement, maybe his delivery was really shitty because he didn't acknowledge it right away. He said he wanted time to digest it, but meanwhile, he's going out and tweeting about everything as soon as it happens. So it kind of is kind of counterintuitive to how his other tweets and his other thoughts came
Well,
out of
I,
it.
I think a big thing that I kind of stood out to me in all of this, which I still don't know how I think about it yet, is that he's almost like, because he knows he has a lot of supporters. Not that he supports, the Nazis and whatever, but he knows he has a lot of supporters. So it almost sounds like, depending which videos you watch and the context you take it, that he doesn't want to say they're wrong. Like he specifically says, I don't support KKK, I don't support white supremacists. But, he does look at it kind of how I look at things, like a, very Libra scale kind of way, horoscope, right? He balances both sides. He's like, people went to protest, and the anti-protesters, right, the people against the Nazis, there was people on both sides, right? Both sides had the intent, there was violence, there was shields ready, there were, you know, bats or whatever they had. So, it's he's saying like both sides are at fault. I mean, if you look at it the way some outlets are displaying, it's like, he's siding with the nationalists, but I don't know. I get it. I get that I don't support Nazis, but I get people going against to attack them. But, still, like, you're going to protest, no matter what side you're on, there shouldn't be like violence, never, ever, you know?
Yeah, but when two opposing sides come together, violence is potentially inevitable, especially when it's something like this. It's like anti-black versus, whatever.
Right. No, I mean, I get it. If there's a guy and he's going to protest, let's say, black people, so general. And then there's another guy that goes, that's a terrible thing you're doing. And he goes and punches him in the face. Like, that's not right either. And that's why we have our country. It's freedom of speech. If we lived in other countries and you wanted to protest against black people and somebody just shoots you, like that's normal, or pours acid on your face or whatever, like we don't live in those countries. You have the right to kind of say and do what you want. Just, no violence. Do it in a proper manner. Get the permits you need and things like that.
Yeah.
Not,
So, so based on what Trump was saying, that those demonstrators, they obtained the proper permits to hold that type of event, and then they're saying that the other side did not, and that they were carrying clubs and this, that, and
no,
the
I'm
other.
not saying that. They probably had theirs too. I'm just saying, there's not a way to tell what side started the violence. There's, in one video it's this way, in one video it's that way, and they're all in different perspectives, and the
Yeah,
context around it. But he's trying to say there's fault on both sides.
there was even another one, another kind of a conspiracy out there. You know, the guy that had the Mustang and just kind of plowed through everybody. So the
No, I
controversy,
think it was a Charger or something.
yeah, yeah, whatever. So the controversy, so something that all white people like, their types of cars, Mustang, whatever. I'm kidding, white people. I love you guys. My son's half white. You always have to say it like you're like, I'm not
Amazing.
racist. I have
Okay.
black friends.
I have black friends. I'm not racist. Yeah.
Here's a picture of me and a black friend, some random black dude that I met. Yeah. It's like, don't worry, white folks. I'm completely on your side still.
You
I have a
go,
white
you go on the, you're like at McDonald's or you're at some, IKEA or whatever. You're buying something and there happens to be like a black guy checking you out. You're like, do you mind if I take a picture real quick? I'm gonna need this later, just in case.
you save it, favorite it, you come back to it. Oh, I'm not racist. Look, this is Bob. I mean Jamal. Listen, I've never met a black Bob. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, um, what were we talking about?
We're talking about the Charlottesville.
You know what? We need to somehow get you to edit this and somehow backtrack to what I just said and change the vocal around.
What do you
Because,
mean vocal around?
well, let me explain. Because what I said before, maybe like about a minute ago, and what I said, I was like, oh yeah, no, I don't know Bob, Jamal, whatever. That reference was just stupid. So I'm like, only if there was a way to edit that, what I said. But you know that all programs that are out there that try to edit audio are very robotic, right?
I
They
mean,
talk.
you're welcome to edit it. I just put it up and
Let
post.
me
You can
explain
edit.
where I'm going with this is that what Photoshop does for photos, there's a new program. I think it's called Vocal or whatever it was.
Oh, Adobe or something?
Yes, it's an Adobe program that they're going to be releasing. The funny thing is, heard about this probably like 3 months ago, but they gave a demonstration of it. It was really cool. So it'd be something like, let's say John looked up at the blue sky, and so the program can change it around to say, looking up, let's say, to change your words around, and that's fine, right? Because other programs can do that. So let's just say you cut out where it says John and it just says he looked up at the blue sky. That's fine. Or you can change your words around and say like uh, the blue sky, John looked up. Changing words around differently, right? So those are all the same words. However, Photoshop for audio, vocal, now allows you to you do need like a sample audio. So I think they said that it should be like a 20 to 40 minute sample audio. And within that, it will then allow you to change the voice to whatever. So it could be John looked up at a red sky, even though the word red wasn't ever said. Okay. Instead of John, maybe change it to Brian. Instead of looking up at the sky, it could be looking down at hell. Whatever it is, because of the way that speech is, right? The way that so basically they can take, so somebody can listen to this podcast and make us say whatever we wanted. So that's the new crazy thing. It's basically Photoshop for audio. It's kind of scary because
Yeah,
now,
it's scary, but also when it becomes more prevalent and people are using it and you need to correct yourself, I mean, you can look at the source where it was posted, right? So if it's on our YouTube channel, you know it's legit, right? Because that happens already. Like people get Photoshop, people get edited like with the context of, hating on somebody, but really if you watch the full video, so that happens already, and it's not just audio. But as long as you look at the source, at least there's some
right,
kind of
but
vindication.
sure, I suppose, but right now what we're saying is that this new technology, what are we going to do? Are we really going to analyze everything that you said? If I somehow generated a voicemail and let's say I played it for your wife and I'll be like, listen, he clearly said this. He hates black people, Nikki. Whatever it is. I mean, like if I can make something up and then say that you said it, now there's a question of did he really say it to let's analyze to see how it was said, where are the source
No,
files. The
I
cool
don't
thing is
I
Photoshop.
don't think it's that bad. I think maybe
Oh,
that's
it
a
can.
stretch. I mean, look at it now. When you look at photos, you're just like, oh, that was Photoshop. Like because
Mm,
it's at that level sometimes. And even sometimes like the photo is completely real and you're just like, oh, that's photoshopped. You know what I mean? I watch videos now, I don't know about you, and I'm always like, that's fake.
yeah.
So I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I mean, I get what you're saying. You
Yeah,
know, you know what the problem is that the version that is edited that shows, a narrative that somebody wants to display, and without context, people share that one. That one's the one that goes viral, not the full version. So let's say you shared, oh, Geo hates black people. That one goes million tweets, right? But then the real video with the full version that wasn't, and it says Geo loves black people and da 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 and wants to apologize. This is the full story. That one only gets 40,000 tweets, you know? And that's the issue, that people are all about posting immediate, look at this, and getting all the gratification from it. But when they need to apologize or show the real story, not, a wider audience, because people don't want to see that. I was watching TV with a friend yesterday, Jessica, and like every show on this channel was about, I think it was like E Network, so it was like all celebrities, about, oh, ex couples divorcing, failed marriages. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, oh my god, we just saw like 8 couples in a row, and they were like 3 different segments. And it was just like, that's what people want to see. That's what people want to share and like. They don't want to know like, oh, Kanye West was just at a charity event. They want to know Kanye West threw a camera back in the paparazzi's face. Like, it's crazy how this world is.
I mean, it's kind of what gets news and what gets people aroused by it, right? Which is why the media, the fake news media, is somewhat true because, or in your instance, let's talk about some of your like YouTube stuff that you posted up. It's clearly meant to be clickbait, and I've done it too. So it's, I guess, the way that it's a proliferation of social media, magnification of the intensity of the situation to
Yeah,
kind of
but
draw more attention to it.
David Dobrik's channel is called, they're clickbait mansion. But like, yeah, my biggest video to date on my vlog channel, not my tech channel, has, a ton of views. And
Was it the she peed her pants one?
yeah, the title is She Peed Her Pants, and the thumbnail is Nikki's pants wet. In reality, she actually dropped a drink on it, but it really looks like she did. And I say it in the video too. It looks like you peed your pants. So it's not like it's total clickbait, but
Sure.
that has the biggest video. So it's like, if you talk about, oh, boobs, or show a thumbnail of it, that's what people want to watch. They don't want to watch your normal stuff.
So now we're talking about how we should market and advertise sex on top of everything. Is that what you're telling
Yeah, sex without a shirt or sling on.
me? Let's talk about that. How's your arm doing? I mean, how's your shoulder? People are gonna always instantly go to your arm. Oh, what happened to your arm? So
Uh,
anyway, how's your shoulder?
the sling was off for sex. This
Get out. Did it feel weird?
Yeah, I think my
Wait,
next
how did it
doc
feel?
my next doctor's appointment is this coming week. So actually, yeah, when this is posted, I'll have my doctor's appointment. I'll get my prescription for physical therapy. Definitely getting there. Getting a little bit.
Backtrack,
Yeah.
backtrack. I want to hear more about the sex without the sling. Did you
Oh, of
have
course you do.
phantom sling syndrome where like you kind of kept your arm there just thinking about the sling, so like you kind of still had the arm in place, or were you like, I have a free hand, let it roam.
Hey, this disclaimer, there's like family that listens to this. So if you don't want to listen to this, like skip ahead a couple minutes. Without getting into details, I mean, everything worked out fine. It did hurt a little bit at times. I could concentrate more on the pain that I was in versus what was going on. So, we figured
Wait,
it
wait,
out.
okay, so disclaimer to anybody 16, 17, 18 years and under, don't listen to this part. So when I broke my right arm, okay, I switch to my left arm to do everything. Everything, Jin. Everything.
Duh. Like
Did
cooking and
exactly, of course,
cleaning.
cooking, writing, stuff like that. Did you switch to your right arm for quote unquote everything? I mean,
I,
your left arm, your
my
left
no,
hand.
my I mean, see, mine wasn't that bad maybe as yours. I don't know. Like when I broke my shoulder, I don't even know if you're talking about my elbow, but I could do a lot of things with my left or my right, but it wasn't as bad as yours, I guess. I went to Canada like the day after I broke mine, so I was fine, and then I had surgery and I just didn't have like
Okay, I
strength
think
for a while, so I
you're
couldn't
trying
do
to avoid
heavy
it.
things.
You're trying to avoid it, so I'm gonna clearly just say it. When you go using your hand to, you know,
To
open the
cook,
door.
clean, and open doors.
No, 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 no. Basically, do
I
you
can
meant
cook with both hands.
okay? So do you cook with the right hand still?
I can cook with my toes.
Right, but do you still use your right hand to cook when you need to cook?
I don't
Especially
understand
when you're
what you're
finishing
asking
up.
here.
You know when you're finishing up, sometimes you're using your cooking, and you're like, oh, I have to bring this food to the
This,
table. I have
how
to
do we
use it.
even get to this?
So you have to use the spatula to scoop up the food and then put it into the bowl, or so that
My
stays
my wife
finished.
was my wife. The one comment she goes, "Oh, I listen to your podcast." The one comment she had. It's funny because nobody asks me about the topics or like wants to get into conversation about it. The one thing she says to me was, "Jin has a lot of questions about our sex life," and I'm like, "You're the single guy." You're the one that should be talking about it. You can have a different adventure every night if you wanted to.
I suppose, but right now we're talking about you and your cooking. And I already told you that I switched to my left hand for cooking ever
And I
since I
and
broke
I
my leg.
said I can cook with both hands and sometimes my feet.
But do you?
I
Do
can.
no, but do you? Like as of late, let's say as of the past like 2 months, and you had to cook, are you using your right hand to
I
cook?
have no issues whatsoever.
I understand that. So you are using your right hand to cook still. Okay, got it. Done.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
all.
know what happened with your surgery or whatever, but like I could move my,
Hold on.
arms and
I'm
hands.
not
What I didn't have was strength. I
okay.
I
We're
had
not talking. We are not talking about my right shoulder. I'm talking about when I broke my right arm, which was like 20 years ago.
well, see, that's like right in your forearm. That's like lower. You were
Yeah,
probably really immobilized. I mean, I wasn't that bad. I just didn't have strength. Like I couldn't put pressure, I couldn't lift things like that.
yeah.
But I fully like I went to back to work after both of my surgeries. I mean, obviously I sit at a computer, so I'm just typing. But yeah, I mean my wrist, my arm, like I had full function. I just couldn't like lift heavy things.
Wow. So basically, you're still a righty. That's what I was trying to get at.
I mean, I'm predominantly a righty, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I can flip and switch hands, and I can, I for a long time I had to like wipe my butt with my left. I had to eat with my left. At some points, I had to get people to cut my food because I couldn't, do the knife. I didn't have enough pressure. Could hold the knife, I just couldn't like press down and cut.
Gotcha. Exciting stuff that we're talking about today. Anyway, what else?
I don't know, man. You got the agenda. You tell me.
I said everything I needed to say in terms of what I wanted to talk about.
Any updates? What do you got going on this weekend? Labor Day weekend?
Boom, boom, boom. I have a photo shoot. Wait, that's not this weekend, right? Labor Day weekends. Oh, I'm doing Disney. We're trying to confirm everything. Oh, it's already a nightmare, so I'm not even gonna go into details.
You gonna be around for the fight? Conor McGregor,
yeah. Did you
Mayweather?
see? Did you see the sparring that he did with, was it Paul Magliani or whatever his name was?
No, but I saw the fake Conor McGregor tricking people. Did you see that?
I did not see
It was
that. What
like
was
a
that?
look-alike. He went around New York City and everybody's like taking photos with him. It's pretty crazy.
You gotta link me to that.
Yeah, you could
So
probably just
what do you think?
Google
Wait. Are we betting on it?
betting. I mean, sure. I got Mayweather.
You got Mayweather. All right. What are the odds for Connor?
I don't know, but without looking, I'll give you 3-1.
It was like 16-1, I think, bro.
All right, take it or leave it. The deal's gonna expire in 5 seconds. Long it's you gonna go
Now we're in the
Google it.
Shark Tank, huh?
What?
Now we're in the Shark Tank. You
Yeah.
know how they do that in the Shark Tank,
If you
like all
go
this.
and look at the odds and discuss with your financial advisors, deal's going out. 3, 2, 1, gone. Gone. Sorry. The next time
Worst
I give that
thing.
deal, it's getting worse and worse for you, Jen.
All right. Well, I do want to know what the odds are so that I could potentially make.
It's probably something like 5 or 6. Even if it was like really dominant, they still wouldn't make the odds
Wait,
that
wait, wait.
crazy.
That's
It's like
fudged up.
never
That
gonna be like 400-1, even if
hold on, but isn't
sure,
that the stuff
because
that you
there's that
you
one chance, you know?
hold on. In your eyes, you said that the odds were like 5 or 6-1. That's what you thought, okay? But then you were like, oh, I got it. If it's 5 or 6-1, I'm going to give Jin 3-1. But that doesn't even make sense. Why wouldn't you at least match that if you knew
Why?
that's?
Because I'm not Vegas betting odds. I don't have like a riff on top of it where I make money no matter what.
But you
Like
gave me like
I
a world.
I can give you whatever I want. I could tell you the favors and whatever. For me, this is my bet. I'm not saying I'm giving you Vegas odds.
That doesn't make sense the way that you would even give me those odds because you'd be like, okay, I'm going to give you a shittier bet, and I'm only going to give you 5 seconds to say yes or no to
You gotta take it, man. When the opportunity and the door knocks,
it. Now you're just saying stupid shit that don't even make sense.
when the cows fly over the moon, the wolves will bark like turtles, Jin.
And speaking of the moon, what do you think about this whole entire eclipse thing? Are you ready for it? Did you get the glasses?
No, I didn't. If they're at 7-Eleven by the register for $1, I'll pick them up. You got to make sure they're real because you don't want
I
to f
think they're
up
like
your
15
eyes.
bucks, aren't they?
What?
Aren't they like really expensive, like 15, 20 bucks?
Yeah, if you buy like real nice with plastic, frames or something, but you can get like the paper ones. They're probably marking it up because of this whole thing. I don't really care. I don't really care so much. If it's there, I'll look. I'm not gonna go out of my way.
Wait, did they say that it's supposed to be like three? My friend Chad said it's supposed to be like 3 hours that we're supposed to be in darkness during the day or something? Or is it just more like 3 minutes at most?
I don't know. First time it's happened since what? 19.
1918.
Yeah, crazy.
Pretty cool, I guess.
Did you see? Did you see that one post on Craigslist? What went viral? It was
Yes,
like,
about the person that wanting to mate. She's looking for a fertile female or something like that.
yeah, that wants to have, relations on that day, and
My penis will be directed towards the moon.
yes, and um that he's into like drugs or something like that, and they want to make a glorious baby with superpowers. Oh my God.
That's. I wonder if he actually got somebody. Because here's the thing: people will believe in anything as long as it's something there. Look at the flat earthers. Look at the neo Nazis right now. Like people will be like, "Yeah, we had a history of it. We should just go back to." Speaking of which, did you see all the memes about these neo Nazis wanting it to be pure pure blood or pure breed, wanting to keep everything pure breed? But meanwhile, they look like Beavis from Beavis and Butthead, or they look like really fucked up looking.
No, I didn't see the memes.
It was hilarious. I mean, like they got these like weird looking white people that look like they were inbreds, and they were like, "We want to make sure to keep our race clean and pure." Meanwhile, you have them looking all like jagged and straight up looks like Beavis. I think it was actually on a couple of the late night shows too. Funny as hell. And then you know what? Let's talk a little bit more about that because right now, as a country, we have very little faith in our president. Like he's humiliated and made fun of on a daily, well, probably on a minute basis. Like if you look at Jimmy Kimmel, all the other like late show talk hosts,
That's
everybody,
every president.
not really. I mean, they might, there's a certain level of respect that a president should command. I'm not saying that I support it or I'm against it, but
No, I
Barack,
think it's
but look at how they made fun of Barack Obama. They probably just made fun of like if it's a couple of his political decisions, that's fine. But like it's an ongoing thing with Trump. From
no, it's the same way. I mean, I think it fits your narrative, so you're behind it. But every president has been made fun of every time.
not the magnitude of how it is now.
Yeah, but if you look at probably if you did pull up stats, it'd probably be a slope upwards for every president. Because every time you're getting, newer people, more people as the population grows and more people on social media and news and things are getting posted more and more, and the next president will be just as much, it's
I don't know. I think there was a lot more respect for Obama. I think a lot of people respected the way he ran it around the country. If they did make fun of him, it was probably like making fun of his ears or like, his golf swing or something, entirely different as opposed to like, you know, there's been really terrible things said about Trump, whether it be making fun of you know what? I take it back. They don't really make fun of his hair anymore. That used to be a big thing, making fun of his comb over. Now they talk about how he makes like the worst.
yeah, but then they talk about whether it be Obamacare and politics. It's I think again, I don't know. I don't see the charts and the facts, so I'm not sure. But I think what's relevant to you is that's what you're seeing, so that's the narrative you're going to support. I don't know. So,
Well, I listen to the news like
which news do you listen to?
the best one ever. No, I do listen to CNN, but that's not the one I mainly listen to. I listen to nightly news. It's their podcast, and then I also watch YouTube. The way that I do it is I dissect. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't dissect. I look at Google News to see like what topics are trending, and now go on YouTube to see if there's like a matching video with it that's trending, something along those lines, and then it just
Again,
spot.
the stuff that's going to be trending, is the narrative that people want to support and the context that they put it in.
Yeah, or you're gonna
I,
have
I'm
people say,
not I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just kind of devil's advocating the other side. Like, it could be totally true that Trump is in the news more or whatever, but I think you're discounting the other side as well. And I think that is the reason why Trump is in office, right? If it wasn't, for the Bushes, we wouldn't have Obama. If it wasn't for Obama, we wouldn't have Trump. Like, right? That's how it goes. And now because of Trump, we're going to go probably back to Democratic. I mean, that's how it's been for years. I mean, if you really look at it, think about how long even have you and I been following this campaign and politics. Like, I wasn't looking at it when I was 10. You become a certain age and you start to follow it, but if you actually look back, this has been going for years.
it's because we're old now, man. That's what it is. That's the reality. We're old, so these are the things that are relevant to us now, as opposed to like what my son does. He's like, yeah, I just want to watch Ninjago.
Yeah, no, he'll get to it. That we
Of
all
course,
do.
of course. All right, I think we're done. Now I'm sure there's more to talk about, but I think we're ready for the outro.
Let's do it.
Is there anything else you want to say?
Oh, dude, weren't we supposed to finish the story from last time because we were waiting for the next podcast? What was the story?
Wait, we talked about. I think we talked about what gay rights,
No, I think it was about my shirt
abortion.
at the beach. No, what were we talking about that I said we had to
I don't
wait?
know, but I'll talk more about your shirt and your sling, especially having sex with it on, and then you being a ambidextrous now.
No, I now we have to go back and listen. Unless somebody wants to tweet us and let us know. There's a story
Why
we
don't
were
you? Why
telling.
don't you give them your Twitter?
Yeah. Oh, if I never gave my Twitter before, if you guys need it, it's at They Call Me Geo. DEYCALL me GEO.
Oh,
Yeah, we were telling a story and we're like, you gotta wait till next time. And I knew I'd forget the next time. So now we gotta either go back or somebody gotta remind us.
no, we'll just do it the next time. That's all.
I got my
That's that. I think we should actually publish this sooner because of what's going on in the news. Because by this time next week, there's probably going to be some crazier news. As a matter of
No,
fact,
Wednesdays, man. Wednesdays.
I know, but it's 2017. The news happens right away, and we talked about it. Next week, it's not even going to be relevant anymore.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you have a news show. That's why people go daily or multiple times a week. But ours is
Uh,
weekly, so that's what happens. If you want to do it more relevant, then let's plan it ahead. Not gin time, but plan ahead. Let's record Monday or Tuesday.
let's do it. I said you still publish this because of what's going on. Not to mention, like I said, because of the way that news is and what we talked about, um, there's already something new, right? That Barcelona had another terror attack of some kind.
Yeah.
So,
No,
you
like I
know,
said, let's do it then on a Monday. Monday probably better for me than Tuesday. And then this way we'll be closer.
better for you, Gio.
Tuesday I've got crazy meetings and Wednesday. But if we're trying to put it up on Wednesdays, unless you want to change the day we post.
Man, this is some very important information for us to
Because
discuss.
now if I put that up today, then what? Then their listeners are without a podcast for 2 weeks.
Let's discuss it another time, offline.
Okay.
Now, let's go ahead and finish off with the outro.
Outro.
Here we go.
Go.
On the count of three, we're going to play
3.
it. Are you ready?
Ready.
Wait. Are you sure you're ready?
I'm ready. I hope we don't have any audio issues. I hope everything's queued up.
No, I think this time we're going to be fine. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Here it goes.